Hi, I'm Lowlife. I'm going to be changing the oil today on my 40 horsepower Mercury on my bass tracker. And let me show you, I'll pop you off here and I'll show you what you need to do that with. Okay, so basically you're going to need the oil, at least 3 quarts. I think it takes a little more than that. You need the gear lube, that's for the lower unit. Oil filter wrench, oil filter and wrench. You need a pump for the gear lube. That just makes it easier so you don't spill as much. An 18mm socket. I found that 11/16 works as well for the drain plug. Something big to take the lower unit screws off. This to pop your fill plug loose. Screwdriver just in case you need it for something. Here's an extension for my ratchet, and you never know if you're going to need it. So I brought all that. All right, I'll bring you in here, show you what I'm doing. I already noticed something pretty weird. My oil was changed last time by a technician at a shop, a reputable shop, and when I went to check it, it is, I don't know if you can tell that, but it is at least a quart full, minimum. So that's an interesting little phenomenon there. Oh, I forgot to say one thing that you do need, and that's a rag to wipe stuff up with. Okay, so let's wipe all that off of there. And we're gonna put it back. And the reason for that is, okay, there's your drain plug. Now, one thing I forgot to tell you about is a place to dump your oil like that. And you wanna tilt your motor. So, okay, say if you're looking at the back of the boat like this, you wanna tilt your motor back like that, and then you wanna lean it this way so that the oil will drain from here and not lean or not drip all over the rest of your motor. Okay? So let's get our drain in place, and let's pop this thing off here. Okay, it's loose. Little trick to keep your fingers from getting oily. Use something to do this with. Now I may need to move the camera quick if this oil spits out really far. In fact, I'm gonna get prepared for that right now. Let's just move back a little bit. Maybe I can get you a full angle of it. That'll be a better shot either way. Kinda. Alright, let's see what we can do. Plugs out. Alright. Drain plug looks clean. You know what I just noticed? It also doesn't have a, oh, maybe it's stuck to it. There wasn't one of those little crush washers on it. Riveting TV, isn't it? Okay, I'm just gonna let that drain. I don't want you guys to have to watch every bit of it, so here you go. All right, folks, I noticed something else that's kind of weird. My drain plug that doesn't have the crush washer, I mean, that's really weird. Everything that I know of that I've ever done an oil change on pretty much uses a crush washer. Now, I don't know if you can see in there very good, but there's like a yellow something in there that's permanent. I tried to pull it out of there. I don't know, I didn't try too hard because I didn't want to rip anything or break it, but I think that's actually the washer. It's either built into the side of the motor or it's just something that's stuck to it and I didn't get it off of there. So I'm gonna find out more about that. If anybody knows about that, let me know. Am I supposed to rip that off and replace that? I'm not sure. Okay, well, we've basically got all the oil out of it, pretty much. So we'll get our handy dandy little tool here and put this back. Now normally I would be putting a new crush washer, but since it doesn't have one, I'm not going to do it. It didn't leak. I'm not fucking with it. Okay. Yeah, a little bit tighter. Nice and snug, not too tight though. Okay, that part is done. Now, let's back you up here. I want to show you what I'm doing. Or I want you to see what I'm doing. Okay, so now that you've got your motor like this, you're going to want to turn it straight. Now come over here. That's about right. And then we're going to tilt it down so it's level. That's probably about right. Okay, now let's start working on the top end. All right, first I'm going to get you familiar with what we're working with here. This is your fill plug. To take this off, it's kind of tight. It's a weird rubbery thing, so it's kind of a pain in the ass. Put your pliers on it and just kind of turn it. I already did it, so you can see that. So this is our fill plug. Now we come over here to this side, and this is where our dipstick goes. I pulled that out of there. Here's your oil filter. Now we're going to be popping this off of here today. I have a wrench for it. Well, let's make sure it works before I say that. I have a wrench for it. Yes, I have a wrench for it. But if you don't, I noticed on the internet a lot of people are afraid to poke a hole in this. Stab a screwdriver right through it and turn it if you can't get this off. I promise you won't hurt anything. There's a little shaft that goes in there, but it's way down there at the bottom. So you can stick a screwdriver through there, turn it, stick a screwdriver through there, turn it, just hammer it through there. This is really thin-walled stuff, and you can get that out of there easily. So don't get discouraged if you can't take your oil filter off and one of these doesn't work, because often these don't work. They'll slip. All right, I think we've familiarized ourselves with everything we're going to be touching, at least today. Give you a quick look at whatever else is on here. I think I can hook up a pull start. That's kind of cool. I didn't know that. Anyways, okay, let's get started. We're going to get started with taking this filter. All right, got you set up there. And I actually didn't show these earlier, but you do need them with your oil filter wrench. It's a 3/8 socket or 3/8 ratchet and a 3/8 extension. Well, the extension you don't need, but I just thought it would be easier for this. And you stick it on there kind of like so, and now we are going to try to loosen this. Aha, see, we've made a mistake. First thing you want to do when you're doing this, so you don't drip oil all down in your engine, is stick something underneath this filter. That way when you're taking it off, the little excess that dribbles out isn't a pain in the ass later for you. I know this seems stupid, and it's probably something that your grandpa would have done, and you're probably like, oh, I don't need to do that, it's just a little bit of oil. That's what I would have thought too when I was younger. Now I know better. That no one else is coming to clean that oil for you. Okay? So just take it off. Or not take it off, but just do it right the first time. Okay? Well, that filter come off pretty easy. Now once you got it like that, you can just finger tight it. And very little should actually come out of this, but some will. Okay. Yeah, very, very little. Just a couple of drops come out. Let me see if I can get it all wiped up. Yeah, that was actually pretty nice. Now you can see better what's going on in there. A little bit of oil dripped right there on that lip, and I wiped it right off. Okay, here's your filter. Looks pretty good. That is the Mercury filter. I hope it's the exact same as the Quicksilver filter that comes from Mercury. Let's hope. Comparing the two, the numbers are not the same, but man, I don't know. They look different. I hope it goes on right. Okay, so I'm just going to take a little bit of this oil right here, rub it on this gasket right here. That's just so your gasket doesn't bind up. A lot of people make a big deal about that. That's just so that when you're twisting it on, your gasket doesn't bind and, you know, move with the thing possibly ripping it. So, get it on here. There's even a little bit of oil still on that surface, which is not that big a deal. This should be clean oil. Shouldn't be a problem. And here's where I find out that this is the wrong filter. Maybe? I don't know. Well, let's see if my wrench fits it. Yeah. Okay. Now, so this is tight, and you want to go another half a turn, they say. I don't know about that. I'm going a quarter. I think that's enough for me. It's tight enough you can't really get it off with your hand easy. And then you go from there. Okay, now let's go about filling it up. All right, I totally screwed up, but I'm leaving it in the video because you guys should know. Or I'm an idiot, I don't know. Don't forget stuff. You need a funnel when you do oil changes. I grabbed two just in case I wanted a different one. A long one and a short one. I'm doing this at my storage unit, which means I'm not home and I'm not able to just grab whatever tool I want. So put your thinking cap on before you come out here doing stuff like this. Okay, so where we last left off before I had to go home is we changed the oil filter right there. Now we're gonna fill this thing up with oil. We've leveled out the motor so it's nice and level here, and I'm gonna bring you around to the back here so I can show you where I fill up the oil. All right, I'm gonna pull the drain plug here. Remember, use your pliers on this if you have to. It's kind of a rubbery thing that sticks on there pretty good. Once you get it moving, it works pretty good though. Okay, there's your fill plug. Now we're going to see which funnel we like the best. Let's see here. This guy, I do not like that. This guy, that's better. So I think we're going to go with that guy right there. Maybe I'll back you guys up. Let's see what we look like here. That way we can fill that guy. Yeah, we'll start right about there. I got to clean it out first. All right, we're all cleaned out. Put that guy in there where we want it, kind of stuck in there. Boom. I wonder if you're supposed to fill it while it's tilted back, but how would you check it? I guess you could still check it, no problem, huh? Yeah, maybe we should do that. We're problem solving. Let's try. You guys think that's slightly better when I tilt it up? Then I'll have to tilt it back down to check it, I think. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll go back the other way. All right, I decided to try it this way with it tilted up, and then I'll just go back and check it later after I've tilted it down. So here's our oil, and you'll see it's got marked here 1, 2, 3 quarts. So there's actually 4 quarts in here. 1 gallon, 4 quarts. Okay, so what I'm going to do is keep pouring until I get it down to where there's about 1 quart, and then I'm going to check it and see from there. I'll probably have to add just a little bit there to fill up the filter, and then I'll be good to go. Let's do it. Oh. There we go. Okay. Actually, I'm going to do a little more tilt. Might as well, right? Okay, you guys still in frame? Let's try it. Oh, she wants to spill out if you go too fast. So just ease her. Hope you guys can see something. Not just the back of my head. Now I'm using synthetic oil. You don't have to do that. In fact, they don't recommend it. Well, I guess they recommend the standard stuff, and then you can do synthetic if you want. Let's see what I'm at here. You can see I've done about half. If you, I don't know if you can see the line in there, but I'm filming on a new camera today too. Well, not new, but a different camera. I'm filming with a phone instead of a GoPro. My buddies pissed me off. I went and caught a bunch of big fish. Caught them all on GoPro. They look great, I think. But then since they're on GoPro, they look small. So they're over there talking shit. Meanwhile, they got no fish to show. So I'm going to change that up and make sure it's on a regular camera so you can see how big they are. And I'm going to measure and weigh them all too, so that way I can rub it in their faces when they catch nothing. Or one. It is kind of funny. Most of the time when somebody's talking shit about you fishing, they catch nothing or one fish or something like that, you know? Losers. Alright, we're just about there. Get a little more. And let's see where we're sitting. I'm going to set it down here so I can see good. Actually, I got to put a little more in there to get it down to 1 quart. You guys can see where I'm... Hopefully you guys can kind of see where I'm at. Should we check it now? Or keep adding? Guess it doesn't matter because I'm keeping on adding. Alright, where are we sitting? That looks like just about right at that 1 quart mark. So let's get ready to wipe this off. Remember what I said, nobody else is coming to clean this for you. So do it the first time. Grandpa's not going to come and clean this up for you. I'm going to put the lid on just in case something flies around, lands in my oil. Don't want that. Alright. Now let's take this funnel. Hopefully not drip stuff everywhere. Okay. I'll just hold that there. And let's come back down. That's approximately level. Now, there's some smart people out there, so I'm sure some of you are going to notice that I'm doing this the wrong way. The one thing that I'm not doing right is I'm not going to start the motor, let it pressure up and fill the filter, and then go recheck it. I don't have the little puppy dog ears or whatever you put on your thing and run the hose to get it going, so I'll wait to top it off till I get to the water. But just so you know, you will have to do that. Once you start it up, this oil filter is going to fill, and whatever amount that takes, you're going to have to refill. Okay, just keep that in mind. Okay, so let's see what comes out right now. This filter out of the way. All right. Let's see what we got. Ooh, that is almost at the full line. You can see that there. Oh, drip oil everywhere. Almost at the full line. So I'm going to add a little more till it's just slightly over full. That way I think I've got enough to fill that filter when I do start it. All right, let's see. Bring you back down here. I'm just going to add a little bit more, so I'm going to do it with this other one. From this angle. I hope you guys like what you can see there. Great view, huh? All right, here we go. Let's add a little bit more. Yeah. Call it good. I guess if it's a little over, it doesn't matter. I had it a quart over last time, right? I don't know what the deal is with that. You know what? Actually, I do know what the deal is with that. I should make a video about it. Problem is, it's a video that I'll have to make talking a lot of shit about a shop, a local shop here that, well, honestly, they're stupid. You know, I hate to. I guess there's no other way to do it but to be mean about it. I took in my boat for a couple of really easy things, and they checked one of the things the right way, I think, and then the other thing they just straight up lied to me about, which is kind of dumb. Basically, I told them, you know, the boat was leaking, and they said when they get back to me that they took it off the trailer, they put it in a 10,000 gallon tank or something like that, and they let it sit in there and it didn't leak. Well, as soon as I put it back on the water, it took on 40-50 gallons of water. So I beg to differ. I think they're liars. So anyways, that's part of it. Maybe I'll make a whole video on why they suck. Anyways, if you're in Yakima or the central Washington area. All right, sorry about the rant. Let's get this funnel out of here. All right. We're going to reinstall our fill plug. Fill plug goes right back in the fill hole. Snug it up. Doesn't have to be too bad. Okay. The oil change portion of today is done. And I am done up here, which means I can put the cowling back on. And to do that, you just sort of flip it in front and clip. Okay, boys and girls, if you paid attention, you just learned how to change the oil on your Mercury. All right, folks, if you were paying attention, you just got to learn how to change the oil on this 40, 50, or 60 horse Mercury, any of the 2007s or newer. I believe it might even go 2003 or newer. I'm not sure on that, but 2007 or newer, they should work exactly the same.